The Potters got problems.
The trial for a mother and daughter charged with murder started today in Jonesboro.
The courtroom was filled with emotion as Barbara and Janelle Potter were arraigned.
Prosecutors accused them of masterminding the murder of a young couple they had bickered with on Facebook. The family patriarch, Marvin Buddy Potter, confessed to killing Billy Payne and Billie Jean Hayworth and was found guilty at trial. He is serving 2 life sentences. His accomplice, Jamie Curd, copped a plea deal for 25 years, but now under arrest is what's left of this dysfunctional family, Barbara Potter and her daughter Janelle.
Charged first-degree murder.
3.5 years after the murders, the mother and daughter had their day in court. Through 7 days of testimony, prosecutor Dennis Brooks tries to convince the jury that Janelle was really the one who authored all those emails supposedly from Chris, catfishing her own parents and goading her father into those executions. Case in point, all that childish writing and those misspellings.
R-E-S-O-N, similar throughout the documents.
Ironically, it's the same argument her attorney, Cameron Hyder, makes in her defense.
Janelle Potter operates on the level of an 8 or 9-year-old.
Essentially saying Janelle lacks the brain power to mastermind a murder.
My client is not guilty for having an overprotective father.
So just because Buddy went and did something horrific doesn't mean that Janelle directed him to do it?
Absolutely. She is not capable of directing anyone to commit murder. It's just not in her.
A countrified cast of characters takes the stand, but one prosecution witness brought gasps to the courtroom.
My name is Christopher Jaden.
Chris Jaden, a handsome former high school classmate of Janelle's, one she hasn't seen in 15 years.
She was, one of those kids that just very strange.
But Chris must have made a much bigger impression on her, because this Chris is the person whose identity Janelle stole to catfish her family. Chris works for security, all right, just not national security.
The second Chris comes in, her eyes were just drawn to him, would not leave him. As he testified, her eyes were fixed on him.
Because he's the real thing and he's a good-looking guy.
She apparently thought Billy Payne was too, which is why if she couldn't have him, said the prosecutor, nobody could.
Janelle Potter had a crush or some kind of good feelings toward Bill Payne.
A biblical crush on him, an epic crush on him. And when he moved on with Billie Jean Hayworth and they had a child, that was it. She went berserk.
They would talk about the baby Tyler. They would call him that damn baby. That baby needs to die. No one talks that way about an infant, other than a woman, perhaps, who is jealous that that's not her infant.
But the prosecutors have a problem. Their evidence is entirely circumstantial. There is nothing directly linking Barbara and Janelle to the crime scene. But can they link them to the convicted murderer, Buddy?
If he's not subjected to Barbara Potter as his wife, Janelle Potter as his daughter, is he ever going to be in that kind of situation?
He ended up being exactly what he said he was, a contract killer.
Yeah.
Killing on assignment.
He did do that, on their wishes. Even if a jury believes they are involved with this, do they take that leap and call it first-degree murder?
But the jury jumped in with both feet.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Barbara Mae Potter, guilty of first-degree murder. We, the jury, find the defendant, Janelle L. Potter, guilty of first-degree murder.
A Washington County, Tennessee jury convicted the pair of first-degree murder in the deaths of Billy Payne Jr. and Billie Jean Hayworth back in 2012.
For the families of the victims, an emotional scene.
A lot of relief right now. I'm glad that this is finally getting over and that maybe we can let Billy and Billie Jean rest now.
And it's amazing to me that these murders were carried out without Janelle Potter ever pulling the trigger herself.
Janelle and Barbara got exactly what they took away from Billy Payne and Billie Jean Hayworth. Life behind bars. Shortly after their conviction, I meet up with the Big House bunkmates. They chose not to testify at the trial, but we put the questions to Barbara and Janelle that they didn't have to answer in court.
Why did you write to Chris that you wanted them dead?
I didn't.
Yeah, you did, from these emails.
Well, you can believe those emails if you want.
So who wrote this? 1,
How would I
2,
know?
3,
I might have
4,
started an email
5,
that got changed.
6,
well, you can do what
7,
you want. I'm telling you.
8, 9, 10, 11-page email. 11 pages.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long email. And you write, I will kill if I have to. Not just hurt, but kill.
That's not me. That is not me, because I'm not that kind of person. I'm not evil.
But probably the most revealing email isn't one Barbara exchanged with Chris, but rather one she sent to herself. A link to a Billy Graham article on forgiveness and murder.
A couple weeks before the murders, you had searched, can God forgive a murderer?
No, I didn't. That's not me. No, I did not. I don't want anybody murdered. I did not do that.
Maybe Janelle?
I don't know. I would hope not.
Do you think if you passed that you'd go to heaven?
Yes, definitely. And with a clean conscience. I could die right now, and I would feel good about it. I would go. I love my daughter. I love my husband. But I would not sit here and lie for them.
You wouldn't take a hit for your daughter?
No, not me. I love her, but I'm not going to serve life for her. No.
Apparently, there is a limit to this mother's love, but what's not in short supply in this family are lies.
Can God forgive your mother?
I'm sure.
What about you?
I didn't murder anyone.
You don't have any responsibility for the murder of Billy Payne, Billie Jean?
No.
None?
No.
No, but you hated them after time again and again.
I just disliked them.
You hated them enough to tell your father that they were really torturing you. And you must have hated them if what you say is true, that they were harassing you time after time again and again.
I just disliked them. I wanted to quit. I wanted the harassment to stop. I went through a lot with them, but I never wished them dead. I never wanted them dead.
Janelle begins to cry. Is it real, or is it just another move in her game of master manipulation?
Chris was you.
No.
You are Chris. You invented him like you invented other characters.
No, I didn't.
You didn't.
No.
Just happened to be from your email, from your computer with your fingertips.
No.
It was from your IP address, from your email address.
I don't think we're going to get into that. She said
everything
no,
leads back to Chris. Chris apparently created this scenario.
She stated she's not Chris, and that's what she maintains.
Do you feel like you had any responsibility in doing this to him?
Janelle Potter shuts down in tears and walks out of our interview and back to her cell. The family that just a month before the murders spent Christmas posing for photos together, now taking a very different kind of snapshot.
Does it make you feel any better?
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad. I want them to pay for what they done.
I think that Janelle and Barbara are where they need to be. I think they deserve every bit of what they've got.
The tiny town of Mountain City has gone back to its daily routines, but many people question whether the heart of this story is not about social media, but about something far more timeless.
At the root of this case, Janelle Potter was like a lot of adolescent girls who aren't fitting in a community. It turns into an anger.
That's what it boils down to. It wasn't defriending on Facebook. It was a jealousy issue. It's somebody with too much time on their hands.
As of 2016, Janelle, Barbara, and Buddy Potter are all appealing their convictions. Mother and daughter are serving their time in the same Tennessee prison. Both will be eligible for parole in the year 2073, when Janelle would be 91 years old.